The moment it entered his body, it immediately began to take effect. Feeling the changes within himself, he thought, I just swallowed this tier 4 spirit gathering pill, and it actually took effect immediately. He then focused completely, sensing every transformation happening inside him. The exhausted nerves all over my body have been relieved. It feels so comfortable. My brain has also become incredibly clear. I can sense everything around me. After some time, once he had fully absorbed the pill, he checked his system. His spiritual power had risen to 50.5, meaning the pill had increased it by 25 points. Seeing this effect, he was deeply shocked. Is this really the power of a tier 4 pill? Shifting his attention back to the system, he muttered, 50.5 plus 490 points of martial value is 99.5%. I'm just short by 0.5%. Which means only 5 points of martial value. If I had known, I would have killed one more ferocious beast. After that, he lay down on the bed, feeling slightly regretful. What a pity. I can only wait until tomorrow to collect martial value again. I'll just rest for tonight. The story then shifts to the training camp warehouse, where many people can be seen, each holding a paper in their hands. Looking at a boy named Bu Jingfeng, 3 or 4 people began talking. A chubby student spoke first. Bu Jingfeng, weren't you cultivating at the Martial Dao University? Why were you summoned here as well? Another person beside him added, exactly. How come you're here serving these geniuses just like us old fogies? Hearing this, Bu Jingfeng replied angrily, bullshit geniuses. If I were still in high school, these brats wouldn't even be qualified to be my sparring partners. At that moment, the chubby student looked at the person listed on his paper and said, the Wang Tianchuo I'm in charge of has vitality as high as 340 points. You didn't have this level back in the day, right? Hearing this, Bu Jingfeng was slightly surprised. That's incredibly strong. The person next to him also showed his target and said, the one I'm in charge of also has vitality exceeding 300. A third person added, mine is even a spirit master. I don't need to explain how strong a spirit master is, right? Listening to them, Bu Jingfeng looked at his own paper. On it were the details of his target Su Hong. After reading it, he said in disbelief, how come all the trainees you guys are in charge of are so strong? Mine is only at the tier 1 initial stage, vitality 123. As soon as everyone heard this, they were stunned. What? How did they assign such a piece of trash to you? The chubby student exclaimed. Another added, your strength is the highest among all the martial artists who came today, even stronger than the 3 of us. The third person said, making a tier 1 initial stage fight another tier 1 initial stage. Did Grandmaster Qin make a mistake? Just then, Grandmaster Qin arrived and said directly, no, this is correct. There's no mistake. Bu Jingfeng stepped forward and said, Grandmaster Qin, this is really looking down on me too much. This is just a piece of trash at the tier 1 initial stage. Grandmaster Qin calmly replied, this Su Hong isn't as simple as he appears. His combat power is enough to rival a tier 1 high-stage martial artist. Hearing this, everyone was shocked. With vitality of only 123, his combat power can rival a tier 1 high-stage martial artist. What kind of monster is this? Grandmaster Qin then said to Bu Jingfeng, some of Su Hong's intelligence is classified. It wasn't written in the files given to you. Once you exchange blows with him, you'll understand. Bu Jingfeng sighed slightly and said, I'm almost at 500 vitality, about to break through to a tier 2 martial artist, yet you're making me bully a junior with only 123 vitality. Grandmaster Qin smacked his head and said, if you're told to fight him, then fight. Why so much nonsense? Moreover, you must go all out. It's best if you beat Su Hong until he doubts his life. Bu Jingfeng frowned and asked, Grandmaster Qin, do you hold a grudge against this trainee? If I cripple him, I won't be responsible. Hearing this, Grandmaster Qin let out an eerie laugh and said, good, beat him to death. If you cripple him, not only will I not blame you, I'll even reward you. Seeing that terrifying smile, Bu Jingfeng thought, that smile is frightening. This guy named Su Hong is truly pitiful. Then Grandmaster Qin shouted loudly, enough nonsense, start the operation. Following his command, everyone left the room and spread across the entire training camp. heading toward different rooms to attack their respective targets. Voices echoed everywhere. Who are you? It's a sneak attack. Bro, can you at least let me put on some underwear? Hearing all the commotion, the protagonist who had been lying on his bed quickly got up and thought, a sneak attack? Suddenly, his door was smashed open. Bu Jingfeng barged in, wielding a large sword, and immediately struck toward the bed where he had been lying. Seeing him, the hero swiftly dodged the attack and retreated slightly, thinking, I've heard that the All Heaven's 10,000 races often hunt down human geniuses to weaken the human race. Could it be them? He quickly grabbed his spear and stared at Bu Jingfeng. I don't know how strong this person is. At that moment, Bu Jingfeng charged at him again and said, as expected, just a tier 1 initial stage brat. Running into me is your bad luck. Seeing this, the protagonist thought in surprise, a human tier 1 high stage martial artist, not someone from the All Heaven's 10,000 races? Then a smile appeared on his face as he thought, perfect timing, this is exactly what I needed. Without hesitation, he thrust his spear forward and attacked, thinking, as long as I defeat him, I can gather the final 5 points of martial value and become a spirit master. Watching this, Bu Jingfeng was shocked. A mere tier 1 initial stage martial artist, not only is he not dodging, but he's actually meeting my attack head-on. Is he out of his mind? Their weapons collided, his spear clashing against Bu Jingfeng's sword with tremendous force. Feeling the impact, Bu Jingfeng was stunned. This brat's strength is incredible. His combat power can truly rival a tier 1 high stage. Grandmaster Qin wasn't lying. But then his expression changed. No, something's wrong. Is this really the strength a tier 1 martial artist should have? Sweat formed on his forehead as the hero continued pouring power into his spear, pushing him backward. Seeing this, Bu Jingfeng grew furious. At that moment, the hero shouted and forced him back, sending him stumbling several steps before he regained his balance. This kid is a monster, Bu Jingfeng realized. He raised his sword again, activating flames along its blade, and said, however, a battle between martial artists isn't just about who has greater physical strength. At the same time, the protagonist activated thunder energy in his spear and thought, a fire attribute martial art, this is my first time seeing one. Bu Jingfeng charged forward again, his sword blazing with fire. Smelly brat, how are you going to handle this B-rank martial art? As he got close, he unleashed a powerful flame slash toward him. The protagonist also thrust his spear forward, thinking, this power is much stronger than the void-breaking finger, which is also B-rank. Their weapons collided once more, resulting in a massive explosion that shook the entire room. When the dust settled, both had been pushed back slightly. Bu Jingfeng stared at him in shock. He didn't use any martial arts, he blocked my B-rank fire attribute attack just by using thunder externalization. This brat's talent is terrifying. No wonder Grandmaster Qin told me to go all out. Looking at him, Bu Jingfeng said, what a pity. It seems you still don't know any thunder attribute spear techniques. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to defeat you so easily. Hearing this, the hero lifted his spear and replied calmly, I indeed don't know any thunder attribute spear techniques. Then, as he activated another attribute, his tone shifted, but what if I add this on top of it? The moment he infused both thunder and fire attributes into his spear, Bu Jingfeng's eyes widened in shock as he